Eagles football? We're talking Eagles football. You're listening to 4th and JAWN.
Wait, what the is a JAWN anyway?
What's up, Philadelphia? We are live broadcasting from the beautiful new media studios right outside of Philadelphia. Welcome to 4th and JAWN, episode number 3. And just like the Eagles, the practice runs are out of the way, baby. Training camp is over. The preseason is done, thank God. And now we get down to business. And we got a lot to talk about. This show was going to be a lot different than it was a week ago. But real quick, before we get into all of the drama, everything, let's go to my man. You know him as Eagle Sessions on Twitter, Mr. Gale Saunders. What's up?
It's been a wild week. I mean, I haven't slept. It's been crazy. Been on vacation. When the news hit, I'm still up and down. It's just I can't believe what just happened.
Dude, we were missing your meme work on Twitter, man. You were out in what, Maine?
Maine.
With no signal whatsoever.
No signal.
When the biggest news of the offseason, barring Chip Kelly getting fired on the same night as the Eagles Twitter Awards, you have no service when the big
no
news
service,
drops.
No Wi-Fi. I'm talking to 2 ducks sitting by the lake.
Quack, quack.
No one to talk about Eagles with.
You were literally sitting there talking to.
And I texted you. I randomly got a text from you because I got some service by the lake. That was about it.
Well, that was good.
Yeah.
I'm glad I could keep you
I
up
broke
to
the
date
news
for
to you.
Now, this is my girl, the beautiful, the talented, back healthy from last episode.
Took a little spill at
Took a
the
little spill
game,
at the lake.
at the practice.
Glad to see you're not dying of heat over there. Ziz, how you doing?
Are
baby?
you hydrated first and
I
foremost?
am fully hydrated. I got my drink right here. I'm good. I think I'm good to go. I'm excited. I haven't slept either. I'm literally in bed with Twitter or whatever, looking for Eagles news with one eye open because I don't know what's going to happen next, and I love it.
Well, that's kind of what you got to do
Love it.
because, I mean, Howie Roseman, if you read Peter King's Monday Morning Quarterback or whatever, he said that Howie Roseman was sitting there, staring at the ceiling thinking about this move. So you almost have to. You almost have to pay attention at all times. You never know when Howie's going to drop the H-bomb right there, the Howie bomb. We got my man Periscoping at the other end.
Oh, yeah.
You know him as I Bleed Philly. Philly Mike, what's happening, baby?
What's happening, brother? How you doing?
I'm doing all right.
What's been new with you, man? Anything new? I know you have something going on with your foot recently. What's
Dude,
happening?
I can't escape injury. 34 years old, never had stitches, never had a broken bone, never been in an ambulance, never been to the hospital, never been sick, never nothing. But for some reason now, my luck has completely changed. Right now, my toe looks like a meatball. So, but everything's all good. You're going to be running the social media for the entire show. Tell them where they can find us at.
Find us at 4th and JAWN, at 4th and JAWN on Twitter, at 4th and JAWN on Instagram, and at 4th and JAWN on Facebook as well. That's all simple as that. Just search 4th and JAWN, and it'll be right up for you guys.
Now, I know we've been here since about 6 o'clock, and I know we've been chatting about all the news that's happening. But first and foremost, let's get to the most recent news before we get to our man Matthew Broad, writer and producer from the Dallas Sucks movie. We're going to have him on talking about a topic that's near and dear to my heart, and that's the hate that the Philadelphia Eagles fans have for the Dallas Cowboys. So that's going to be fun. We're also going to be taking your phone calls at around 8:30. So make sure you get in line. I think we have some special callers in line today. I know there's one person
are working.
There's one person in particular whose intro music we have queued up for the show. But you can you can reach us at 215-515-2924. But really quick, while we're talking on the social media thing, Mike, what's the latest on the Eric Rowe trade?
All right, from the Eric Rowe trade, this is what I got so far from Zach Berman at ZBerm. He was saying, hearing only that he's expected to be traded to New England, the return and whether Josh Klein factors in still isn't clear yet. So we still don't know what's going on, if we're keeping the 4th or if we're getting another draft pick. We don't know what the heck's going on yet. It's still unclear yet.
Well, one thing's for sure, Howie's definitely, working the phones, trying to get that trade done because I know Eric Rowe kind of fell out of favor big time I mean, just a fourth-round pick. We're collecting fourth-round picks in 2018. And really, even when that trade went down, Adam Schefter comes out with a tweet that says basically, right? What did he say? That you don't expect this guy to be on the roster for long.
Right. So
he's probably going to be moved.
I mean, that's what we're all thinking. We're thinking that we got the pick and we got the player, but we don't know if that's the case right now. So
would you do the trade just for the fourth-round pick? Being as Eric Rowe fell out of such favor with the defensive coordinator Jim Schwartz, would you still just do it for a fourth?
I mean, if there's something's up with the chemistry between Jim Schwartz and maybe the secondary coach, maybe they don't see something that we see in Rowe. Maybe we're not privy to the locker room. So I think something's going down between Eric Rowe and the coaching staff.
He just doesn't fit into the defensive plays that he's got going on. He just doesn't fit. If you look at, he just doesn't. He looks a little out of it. He looks like. But the thing is, in training camp, I mean, we were there for training camp. We were there for the preseason. He was making some plays. It's not like he was playing that poorly. Yeah.
I remember I'm not sure which beat writer was saying was talking about his body language going through camp. He just didn't look like himself.
Yeah.
Got down on himself, and you could just see it in his body language. But I don't know.
Because that can affect your game. If you don't believe in yourself, if you don't believe what you're doing, what's going to happen?
I mean, I loved Eric Rowe when they drafted him. I thought it was the right pick.
You just had a whole notebook stacked of information on all the draft prospects. You were going over that
was like the Bible.
Yeah, you were going over Eric Rowe's favorite TV show,
which is Prison Break.
And
now
what does that say about him?
He just broke out of prison.
Well, maybe we don't know yet. How awkward would it be if all of a sudden the trade goes kaput, and then what? You're not going to release him for no value.
Got to come back to the locker room, look Schwartz in the eye, and
that's going to be hard for him to do. Because why are you going to play with somebody you just see ya, bye.
And you want to talk about a confidence killer right there. Before we go any further on the Eagles news, I just want to give a shout out to my man Evan over here from Temple, working the camera. He's going to have videos up on YouTube. All right. Last week we posted about 3 10-minute videos on YouTube just for you YouTube folks. To show you kind of not only what's happening when you're listening to the show, at home, whether it be the live stream or on iTunes, but also what, on Periscope, but also what's happening while we're talking, the interaction between us. And I thought you did a great job, and I'm looking forward to the next set of videos, Evan. Also want to give a shout out to our boy Tom out in L.A., all right, who's been doing some work with the Dallas Sucks people, the Dallas Sucks movie people. Love that. Love it. Love it so much. He's been working hand in hand with them, trying to promote the movie. Also, our writer down in Virginia, Bish. I know Bish is
Michael Bish.
Michael Bish
and Dustin Habecker.
Yes, who will be on a little bit later talking about daily fantasy sports, right?
Yeah, and he's with the Eagle Wire now. He's doing a little both. He's working with us, doing some fantasy stuff. But
very
with
nice.
USA Today.
Speaking of writers,
the man.
Speaking of writers, Gail, do you want to drop the bomb?
Levon Nelson.
Yeah, Mr. Levon Nelson.
Bring him on.
Yeah, he's going to be doing a little bit of writing for our website. I know he's a good writer. It's funny, he just put out something on how the Sam Bradford trade is beneficial for both sides, right? And I was reading it. I think at the same exact time Gail was reading it, and we texted each other simultaneous, like, hey, why don't we bring Nelson on board? Why don't we see what he's got? Why don't we put his content out there? Because it was pretty good stuff. So we're looking forward to content from him. Again, we have the Dallas Sucks writer and producer coming up, Matthew Broad, at 8:15. But to kind of tease the big news, all right, before we dive into that conversation there, I'd be lying to you if I didn't say that last week I wasn't driving in my car at this exact moment thinking to myself, I wonder what in the hell we're going to talk about for an hour on 4th and JAWN. Because right now, all right, we're sitting in the season. Sam Bradford's the starting quarterback. We know he's going to be going after the season. We know the Eagles tried to trade him, during the draft. We're just basically implementing a system waiting for the Carson Wentz era to begin next year. But next year is now this year. What was your initial reaction to the news that Sam Bradford got traded, what he got. Now that you've had some time to digest it, Gail, what is your reaction to this whole thing?
I just can't believe it's like one of those. You wake up and you this dream. Is this real? Is this real life? I mean, once I heard about the trade, I was like, all right, what do we get? I heard the first, I was like, holy shit! I was like, a first?
It still sounds funny to say out loud.
And then find out about the conditional fourth or the fourth round pick that could be a potential second round pick. I mean, that was crazy. I couldn't. And I was talking to myself. I couldn't because, like I said, I was a Maine. I literally had no one to talk to about this. I still can't believe it. But I mean, we're back to the future. When we got Carson Wentz, we were talking about we got a future quarterback, but now we're back to the future with Sam Bradford out of the way.
God.
So now we could really be excited about something special that's brewing.
And Ziz, I know you've been calling for this. You almost had like a sort of like a premonition.
Oh, I did. If you follow me on Facebook, I put up a post and I took it down. I had a dream. I'm not even kidding with you that this was going to happen, that Bradford would get traded to the Vikings. And I was just joking around. And what happened 2 days later? I thought I was dreaming again. I was so excited. I literally spit up my drink when I was reading this. I was so pumped. In Wentz we trust. That's all I'm going to say. Because I cannot wait. I just don't like Bradford. He's not somebody who's going to build our team up. I mean, some people say
in reality, he was a loner quarterback.
Yeah, he doesn't represent Philadelphia. We need somebody who represents Philadelphia, has a student mentality, will go get it.
Yeah, not only that, but, I mean, really, if you look at it, it was going to be a wasted year with Bradford anyway.
Completely.
And while we might have been mildly entertaining and competitive, in the end, what does that get us?
Nothing.
What does that get us? And I didn't want to see Wentz whatsoever this year. I thought it would be all right just for him to sit and, kind of learn behind Chase and learn behind Sam and sit and just learn everything. But there's something to throwing the kid to the fire. Mike, your reaction to the Sam Bradford trade?
To be honest, I was really shocked. When I first heard, I was literally doing jumping jacks because I was just helping my buddy move out of his house, and I wasn't on my phone at all pretty much the whole day. And I checked my phone. I put my notifications on silent because I was busy, and I checked my phone after it was. I forget what time it was, and my phone just literally blown up with the Sam Bradford trade, and I was like, okay, we traded Bradford. What the heck did we get? And when I first saw the first-round pick, like Gail said, I was just like shocked. I didn't even expect us to get first. I was maybe guessing a second round, but I'm just thrilled we got a first-round pick, and we can even use that first-round pick, and Philly would be happy all over again because we're having the draft in Philly this year. So it's going to be huge.
It is going to be huge.
I think Rocky needs to come down for this one.
I agree.
You know the draft's just going to overdo it with the Rocky.
Oh, and
Philly.
I can't wait.
Yeah, I mean, I'll tell you what, so like the local crowd, it's going to be a little played out, but I understand from a national perspective. Mm-hmm. It's like when you get that relative that flies into the city for the first time and wants to climb the steps, you're like, Jesus, do we really got to do this? All right.
They should bring Apollo Creed back from the dead, I think.
They should.
That would be dope.
That'd be really cool.
Get Stallone to do it.
In blackface.
Or really, like but really, I mean, a first-round pick, we say it out loud now, and it's shocking. I remember somebody talking about the last time that something even remotely close to this happened, and that was when I think Troy Aikman went down, and the Cowboys were supposed to go into the season. Anyway, they signed Bernie Kosar like a week before the season started, and he ended up playing in the Week 1 game. And, speaking of the Dallas Cowboys, right now we got to bring on, again, a subject that's very near and dear to my heart because you know me as probably the number one Dallas Cowboys hater in all of Twitter. So right now calling in is Matthew Broad, the writer and the producer of the Dallas Sucks movie that's going to be coming out. Right now they're raising funds to get this movie produced in a big way. And on right now to talk about it, Matthew, how you doing, buddy?
Yo, what's happening? It's great to be on the show. I'm loving it.
Someday
can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Yeah,
buddy.
All right, what's up, Matt?
Hey, what's happening? Hey, what's
Glad to have you on the show. We linked up on Twitter. Of course, your documentary is literally all over the place. You've been on 94.1, you've been on 97.5, you've been talking about it, and we just wanted to do our part to bring you on and explain what you're trying to do with this documentary. So what you got going on?
Yeah, man, I appreciate it. First of all, you know, it's cool to be on 94. It's cool to be on 97.5, of course. But really what we want to do with this documentary is kind of mirror what it's like to be a Philadelphia fan in the 21st century. And that means we want to make a movie that sounds like the blogs, that sounds like Philly Twitter. And so it's just really, really cool that you guys have embraced us and donated and backed us and spread the word. So we're really, really excited about it. So I guess I can go in. You want to hear a little bit about, you know, what we have in mind for this project?
Yeah.
Well, absolutely. Yeah, lay it on us.
Cool. So basically, I'm out in Los Angeles. I've been out here for about 11 years, but you know, I'm Philly through and through. I grew up in the part in the Northeast and mainly in South Jersey, Marlton. And I came out here with a producing partner, Brian Bennett, who's my director, and he also is from South Jersey. And we decided, you know, we've been working our way up over the course of the last decade in Hollywood. Brian's big break, he was a camera guy on Breaking Bad. And we decided we were ready to do a feature film, a documentary, and there was not going to be anything that we were more prepared to talk about than what it's like to be a Philadelphia sports fan. So we were like, hey, what should we do? What is the quintessential Philly sports documentary? And out of nowhere, I just said the words, Dallas sucks. and so we had the title before we had any movie in mind, because really we don't have the championships. We know it. You know, we got edge to us, and we have you know, we've got a great history, but kind of the rivalry with Dallas, especially you know, in football, but just in general, is kind of what defines us as Philly fans. It's what really brings it out of us. So I realized that if we can do a documentary that uses the rivalry framework, we can understand what we can kind of explain to the rest of the country what it's like to be not just a Philadelphia fan, but a Philadelphian.
And absolutely. And I feel like the rivalry with the Cowboys is almost like an old head rivalry. You know what I mean? Because nowadays, a lot of the young guys, a lot of the young Eagles fans, you know, you ask them who their biggest rival is, and they'll say something like the New York Giants, which is absolutely 100% true. They, you know, we got a rivalry with them, and it was voted #1 on NFL Network in rivalries. But when you take a look back at the history of it, while the rivalry with the Giants is based off of proximity, I almost feel like the rivalry with Dallas is based off of the culture.
Completely.
Would you agree with that?
Absolutely. That's such a great point, and we totally agree. And you know, and again, this is as much a sports documentary. It's a cultural documentary, and they're you know, and it's funny that you say that, because like talking to my grandfather. My grandfather hates the Giants more than he hates the Cowboys. And someone like, say, Tom, who you were just talking about, my boy Tom Oresco, who works with you guys, like he's you know, he's of the age where the Giants, you know, might be the top rival as well. But there's something about the star. There's something about that rivalry. And also, it was like 1968 was really the start of the rivalry. There was a dirty hit, Leroy Jordan, and the ascendance of the Cowboys and their arrogant, horrible, big hair, crack cocaine culture. That kind of matched the decline of the Eagles. And we've never really been good at the same time, except for a couple years in the Buddy Ryan era. And, you know, I'm of the contention, of course, that if Jerome Brown hadn't died, God rest his soul. The Cowboys would not have had 3 Super Bowl titles in the 90s, and that's when I came of age. I was born in '82, so without a doubt, the Cowboys were always the evil empire to me. The Giants, I hate the Giants. I hate Eli, but at least I understand them culturally. I even lived in New York for a while. I love New York. But at the same time, New Yorkers, they always get to tell their side of the story. Philadelphians, we've never once told our side of the story. We're going to tell the whole thing. Even though the Santa Claus story wasn't part of the Cowboys rivalry, I'm going to address it, and I'm going to do it the way it was meant to be done. I'm going to do it in claymation, 1970s Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer style, and we're going to explain the history of Philadelphia sports and culture through this rivalry.
Awesome.
Tell us a little bit about Bradley Cooper. I'm hearing Bradley Cooper is involved.
Well, he's not involved yet, but we're waiting on it. Yeah, it's funny. I did a little hit with on 97.5 the other day, and with Matt Lombardo, and I did mention that Bradley Cooper was our number 1 target to narrate, because you guys have seen the trailer, right? So unfortunately, I'm the voice of the trailer. I like my voice. It's fine. I played it up a little bit, but the voice of the narration is going to be the voice of the fan. And it's going to be funny. It's going to play with the audience. It's going to play with what's on screen. There's never been anything like it. This is a documentary that there's never been anything like it. And that's part of the reason why people are really excited. And it's also part of the reason why we really need to do it the crowdfunding way, because we want to do it our way. We want to do it the way that Philadelphians would do this project, without interference from a big network or a Netflix, something like that, which, by the way, those are possibilities down the line, and we're kind of in talks with them. But we want to own this thing, and we want Philadelphia to own it. And we're off to a good start. People are talking about it. It's all over the place, as you guys know. But this is the week where we really need people to start donating. And we're cool with minimum donations. $5 gets you a digital download of the movie and your name in the credits. We love minimum donations. They're cool. We've got lots of other great kind of rewards as the money goes up. And, let's just say, like, EROCK, you donated. You were very generous, right? And we really appreciate it. You have 10,000 Twitter followers, right? If all of them donated $10, which is the price of basically a classic hoagie and an iced tea at Wawa plus tax, this movie's funded tomorrow. That's what we need. We're working on big donors. We're working on business people. We think it's going to happen. We know the movie's going to happen no matter what, but we want to own it. And we want to start filming immediately. That's the other thing. The machinery of Hollywood moves really slowly. We came back, we filmed a little bit already last year. You can see that in the trailer. But what we need to start filming immediately this year, because January 1st is going to be epic. I don't care what the records are. It's the Mummers Day Parade in the morning and Eagles Cowboys at 1 o'clock. And that needs to be in this movie. If we don't crowdfund this, if we don't get that $100,000 crowdfunded for this, there's a possibility we have to wait until next year. And there's no way that there's going to be anything more Philadelphia than the Mummers Parade into Cowboys Week.
Well, let me tell you something. I can definitely appreciate you doing it from a crowdsourcing, crowdfunding, homegrown sort of way, because it brings it back to Dick Vermeil. You were born in 82. I was born in 83. So when Dick Vermeil first got to the Eagles, his number 1 target, he was going to do things his way. His number 1 target was to what? Tell me. Beat the Cowboys.
Carmichael, right? Yeah. Oh, absolutely. Yes. Yeah. No, I mean, absolutely. That's what made Vermeil. That's what he did when he came in. The Eagles were down for so long. The 70s were abysmal. All the other teams were good in the 70s, but the Eagles were bad in the Marion Campbell years. And when Dick Vermeil came in, he painted a target on them to the point where when they finally got over the hump, when they finally beat the crap out of them in that 1980 NFC Championship game with Wilbert Montgomery's famous run, they were so excited that they forgot that they still had to play the Super Bowl the next week, and of course they freaking lost.
So Dick Vermeil did it his way, right? Buddy Ryan did it his way. He not only wanted to beat the Cowboys, he wanted to embarrass them, right?
Yes.
So
yes,
Buddy did it
absolutely.
his way. I can appreciate you doing it from a homegrown standpoint where you're trying to not only use the voice of the fans, but tell it from the fans' perspective with really Philadelphia homegrown budget. You know what I mean?
Exactly. I mean, that's exactly the point.
Yeah, we're gonna tweet out the links and all the information, how people can donate. Again, I donated. I encourage everybody to do the same thing. But while we got you for the next 4 minutes, kind of explain to people where they can donate, how they can donate, and really kind of what comes with it.
Absolutely. So, well, first of all, one of the best parts of this entire experience is the fact that we own the domain name www.dallassucksmovie.com. I mean, how incredible is that? That is literally, that belongs to me. And if you go to www.dallassucksmovie.com, spelled exactly the way it sounds, that links you right now to the Kickstarter page. When you go to the Kickstarter page, you can watch the trailer. We love the trailer. We think it's the bomb. We think it's fun. We think it captures the spirit of Philadelphia. And also read the page. The page itself is filled with in-jokes and the history of Philly sports, the history of the Eagles. If you donate $5, for instance, you're in the Rich Kotite division. If you donate $10, Mike Mamula. If you donate $500, that's Chuck Bednarik. If you donate $5,000, you're Reggie White, and suddenly you're an executive producer of the film, by the way, which we also want businesses and bars and civic leaders of Philadelphia to donate to that tier so we can put them in the movie. And so www.dallassucksmovie.com, you can see everything we have to offer. And we've got great rewards. We're designing memorabilia with cheesesteak teas. We've got original stills from Breaking Bad. I know there's probably lots of Breaking Bad fans that listen here. That's one thing that we kind of own that we can give. And then just but no matter what, your name is in the credits. For $5, your name is in the credits. And that's what it's all about. We want $10,005, $10,005 backers in the credits. That would be our ideal, That's
going to be a list of credits. Hey, well, we still got you, all right?
Yeah.
You're a big Eagles fan out there on the West Coast, but homegrown, right?
Absolutely.
Your opinion on the news that came down about Sam Bradford?
Well, I was thrilled with the trade. I've been around. It's all about Wentz, obviously. Bradford never did it for me. The thing about Bradford, maybe he's got talent, maybe he's got accuracy. I'll believe that when I see it. But he lacks, the word that I use, he lacks gravitas. I can't imagine being in the huddle and looking at his bug eyes and wanting to follow him and fight for him. You know what I mean? There's no gravitas there. He's not like a Walter Cronkite figure. He's very he's kind of a geek, right? So to recoup a first round pick and basically make it that we only traded a second-round pick to move up 13 spots in the draft is a stroke of genius from Howie, who we've all had we all go up and down with our opinions of Howie in terms of talent and evaluation, but the dude knows how to work the system, and there's no doubt about it. And if we wind up getting a fourth or a third, I know the Eric Rowe trade is kind of up in the air right now. I've been monitoring it, but if he recoups all this stuff, and we've got this young core that we can grow with, and we have all of our draft picks, it's a win. I'm not convinced I'm not convinced that the Vikings are going to be that good. I know they have a really good defense and a really good coach, but I think they were kind of primed for regression anyway. I think the Packers are going to be good, and I think that's going to be a pick between 15 and 20, and that is a very valuable outside linebacker or offensive lineman spot right there. So I'm thrilled with the trade. Not sure about throwing Wentz to the Wolves week 1, but if they want to do it, that's what they're doing. I would sit them until after the bye week, but it's going to be fun. And I just decided that I'm coming in for the tailgate. I'm going to be pumping it up. I'll be there. I just bought my plane ticket. You guys are all going to be there, right?
Oh, absolutely.
Of course.
Yeah. So I'm going to be there. I'm going to try to get people to donate. We'll have a bucket. No, I'm just kidding. We'll have iPads and stuff there. I'm going to be hanging out a little bit in the Citizens Bank parking lot, a little bit in the Wells Fargo parking lot. Going to try to build a team very quick. People have been helping us out, but it's been a really 2, 3, 4-man operation over the last couple of weeks, and it's just been incredible, the outreach and the outpouring of support. Now we need the donations to match it.
Sounds good, Matt, and we really appreciate you coming on 4th and JAWN with us, talking about your project. We hope we can do our part and yes, kind of push the movie and encourage all of our followers and all the listeners out there. Again, $5 just gives you your name and your credit. $5.
$5. It's a big slap you to Dallas, and I cannot wait for it.
So, Matt, we appreciate
you.
And thanks again, and then let's go Birds, baby.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, can't wait. Go Birds. Go Birds. Dallas sucks.
Buddy.
All right, thanks so much, guys. All right, www.dallassucksmovie.com. Donate, share. Come on, guys.
You got it. Now we were noticing that the phone lines, as we had our man Matthews talking, we're starting to get some people in queue, and right now we want to go to our man Rob, who's on the line. Been waiting on for 8 minutes. Rob, what's happening, baby?
Hey, what's up, EROCK?
What's happening, dude? How you doing?
Doing good.
So what do you think about this whole Sam Bradford thing? I mean, we are a week away from the season right now, and like this has never happened before. It changes the whole outlook on the season. How has it changed your outlook?
Well, that's what I was planning on calling in, to talk about the Sam Bradford thing and kind of praise Howie Roseman a little bit for it, because obviously, because I was talking about this when Teddy Bridgewater got hurt, that they're going to be looking for a quarterback, and we have Sam Bradford, and obviously the asking price would be high to get something in return. I didn't think we were going to get a first-round pick in return. We got a first-round pick to potentially make our team better next year, and then a fourth-round pick in 2018, and it could potentially go up. With the Vikings, who got a good defense and they got a little bit better of an offense. But I'm fine with Carson Wentz going forward, because he seems like a smart kid. He seems like an athletic kid, as long as the line can block for him. But I would rather have Bradford as a starter, like in the short term, like this year, though, but probably early on. But I think Wentz, once he learns the system, if he hasn't done so already, I'm going to like what I see from Wentz. I have a feeling.
Now, are you okay with Carson Wentz starting the first game, or would you like to see Chase Daniel the first game?
I don't really want to see Chase Daniel at this point, because I've never really been a fan of Chase Daniel. And the thing when watching him in preseason, I mean, when he's under pressure, he just, jeez. And based on what I saw with Carson Wentz, at this point, I would much rather have Wentz and be more comfortable with Wentz in there week 1.
Awesome, man. Anything else you want to talk about on the Birds?
They did cut. They traded Eric Rowe today, and it's almost like with Eric Rowe, like he looked good last year, but then you really got to wonder if he's even a fit in Schwartz's system with with the lack of play time in getting the play time in the preseason, and then getting traded. Like, something had to have been up there. But I liked Rowe last year.
All right, dude. Well, we appreciate you calling in. Appreciate the input and your take on the Birds. That's awesome. We're going to go ahead and jump to the next caller, AJ. AJ, what's happening, baby?
What's up, AJ?
AJ.
Hi, guys. How are you?
Oh,
How you doing, AJ?
AJ, I know who
Actually
this is.
called. I'm impressed.
I had to call in just because first of all, I love the idea of the name of the show is Fourth and JAWN, because only Philly knows what JAWN means.
Love it.
I really
I saw on the training board AJ and a 215 number. I was like, I know who this is. You coming to the tailgate?
I just met you at the last training camp. I finally met all you guys, and what up, EROCK?
What'd you think of that Sam Bradford trade when the news came down?
I was so happy. I was so happy because there was movement. There was finally something to talk about, because you just felt like listening to sports radio was going to make you want to shoot your head off, because it was obviously nothing to talk about. And it just made the team more interesting. It gave obviously more international attention because all the stations blew up with us. With all Philly-related issues, and I was nervous about Wentz starting. I'm not even going to lie to you. I thought they were going to wait till after the Week 4 bye, because to me it made sense if he wasn't 100%. But you know how they tell you one thing and then the reality is something different. So they know more than we as fans do. I just know that everybody should not be booing at all once he throws an interception. Like, we have to understand he's a rookie. And he may feel like he's He-Man, but he has to realize the reality of the NFL is not North Dakota.
Yeah, that is a little point.
I think he looks like Prince Harry to me, so I call him Prince Harry. That's my nickname for him, because he's the first ginger we've had on the team. So
I got a nickname for him, and I'm waiting to break it out. The first time he dices, slices.
I gotta hear this.
You make everybody wait for this?
He's going to be the Ginger Ninja, baby.
Oh my
God.
I got ginger on my list. I got ginger fever. I got ginger fever over here.
Oh,
see,
I got your
only EROCK would think of something that clever.
I love you.
But but I really think it's going to be exciting. At least, I mean, for the game, for being against the Browns, how many excited people are for a 1 o'clock home opener than Carson Wentz brought to this whole, squad, because nobody had any predictions. I still say 8-8. I don't see breaking out. I just think that it's just going to be exciting to get through the season. It won't be drudgery. It won't be that 4-12 lull we had for a while. I'm excited though.
You got a record prediction for the season?
I was saying 8-8 because I'm not going to be negative and say 6 or 5 or 6 just because he's a rookie. I'm going to give him a little bit more credit and just say we could have a decent record, be 8-8, and still be proud when the season's over to say 2017 is going to be off the hook, because by then Howie should be stopped wheeling and dealing like the pimp he's been this past 5 days, and we can finally have a solidified team so that when the draft comes, because I will be there with my skin-tight Eagles dress on, trying to announce number 1 pick or whatever we get, because I want to be that girl. It's going to be a finally we'll have some consistency on this team, and we can actually start playing with the big boys for real, and get some respect in the NFL.
And chiming in, and hopefully you're going to stop by the tailgate, right?
I don't know, honey. And I'm working. I work at the link, so once I get through this season, then I'll be able to play with y'all next year. But this season, I need unfortunately every check I make.
Got free tickets you want to give out?
Yeah.
I can use it, actually.
I know where Terry is for every game, and I always give her
yeah, everyone knows where Terry is. I'm always inside the suites because I'm doing 50-50, so I'm the girl in SCA if you guys ever come up to buy a raffle if you're bored.
All right, sounds good. We appreciate the phone call.
We're
going to
go
ahead.
Bye.
Bye.
We're going to go ahead and jump on to the next caller. It's my man Steve from all the way down El Paso, Texas.
Uh-oh.
Texas country,
yes.
Cowboys country. What's happening, my man? What's up, Steve?
What's going on, EROCK? How you been, man? What's going on?
Good, baby.
You're in Dallas,
Yo,
Cowboy
man,
country.
Hey. Oh,
struggle is real.
Let me tell you guys, I cannot wait for that Dallas Sucks movie to be made. Okay, that right there is just it's pretty tough being an Eagles fan down here, and EROCK knows that I travel up. In fact, I'm going up to the link on Sunday. I leave Texas on Friday. I'm going to be in Philly all weekend, so it's great. I cannot wait.
See, that is a true fan right there.
Now, be honest. You know, you already booked this trip well in advance prior to this whole Sam Bradford thing going down. Everybody in this room, everybody listening, everybody on the phone had an expectation of what they were walking into the season before all this transpired. Has what happened in the last couple of days changed your opinion about the overall record, the overall outcome of this season?
No, not at all, because we have the defense to back it up. I think this defense is going to carry this team, and it's going to help Carson Wentz. This defense is going to create turnovers. That's going to help Carson Wentz help put this ball in the end zone, and we got to put some points up, which is something that we weren't really doing last year. So I'm expecting the defense to help out Carson Wentz, and I think we're going to be okay. I'm not expecting greatness from Carson Wentz, but I think he's going to be well enough because of the defense helping him out as well.
Hey, listen, before we let you go, buddy, let them know your Twitter handle. Let them know where they can find you at. Because you and I have partied at Xfinity Live. You and I have known each other for a long time. I want to get you some followers out there. Where can they find you at?
Oh, you guys can find me at Puga20. It's PUGA20, man. And I put 20 because of Brian, my favorite player of all time. So cannot wait to see you guys at the link, and I'll see you guys at the tailgate, man. Cannot wait.
Yeah,
can't wait to see you.
And we'll talk about the tailgate later, but, make sure you stop by parking lot F1. That's exactly where we'll be tailgating. I know you know the location well, baby. So we'll see you later. Go Birds.
Thanks for calling, Steve.
Guys. Really appreciate it. Go Birds, man.
No problem. And coming up now.
Da-da-da.
Uh-oh, you know what that music means. We've been waiting for one phone call this entire week, baby. And I think it's going to start out with a little bit of, how about that bird, baby? Let's put them on. Let's punch them up. The ZOMP, how you doing, bud?
You got his own.
Fourth and John, are you ready?
Born ready, baby.
What's up, buddy?
I said, Fourth and John, are you ready? Then, for the few in attendance and for the millions listening around the world, ladies and gentlemen, how about those fucking birds, baby?
How about that bird?
Man, I'm fucking amped up, guys. I'm amped up. Thank you for taking my call. I appreciate it very much.
Not a problem. I thought my introduction was loud. I think you take the cake on that one, Tom.
Now, are you wearing a belt right now?
I'm wearing the title. I'm watching SmackDown as we speak and listening to the podcast. Yes, I am.
I just imagine him in his living room right now with his dog Hunter, just in his whitey tighties or some Speedo,
Tiger song.
Ultimate Warrior face paint on right now.
Iron Sheik boots.
Yeah.
I have to say that entrance was awesome. I really appreciate that, EROCK. Thank you, and everybody else. Thank you very much. That was awesome.
Oh, we loved it.
I loved it, man. Loved it.
It's been a busy week in the news for the Birds. And we know that you were a Sam Bradford guy and that you support everybody that's under center for the Philadelphia Eagles. Give us your take on what has transpired, how that's affecting your outlook for the season this year.
I mean, listen, I'm on cloud 9 right now. I mean, if anybody was asking me that Sam Bradford was going to be traded for a first-round pick, I would have said you're nuts. I would have bet my house. I may even would have put Hunter on the line. That's how sure that I was that there was no way. I thought the best, maybe a fifth-rounder, not even. And, you got to commend Howie Roseman, man. And, like I said, you said it perfectly. I support anybody that's on the center. If Chase Daniel was going to be our quarterback, I would somehow try to say that he's good, even though deep down I know he wasn't. So,
that would have fired. That would have fired off some lousy takes on Twitter then, Tom.
Probably, one of my many hot takes. You know this already. But listen, for a first-round pick, even though I wasn't a terrible, I wasn't against Sam Bradford. For a first-round pick, I mean, the Eagles obviously are confident in Carson Wentz. They showed him enough, I guess. I mean, to me, I think I have to agree with the other caller that I would start him after the bye, maybe just to, stick around, see what's going on. But listen, if the Eagles the Eagles wouldn't put somebody out there, and that's just the way the organization is. They know what they have to do. They wouldn't just put a guy out there and just get killed or wasn't confident or whatnot. If the players are saying the same thing and the coaches are saying the same thing, man, and they're confident in this guy, I just hope this guy leads us. I hope he's protected. I hope that, he's going to be behind the first team offensive line, not like the 3s and the 4s that he was when he got hurt. I'm just hoping for the best, man. I'm really amped up, and I'm excited.
Now, do you got a record prediction for the season?
With Sam Bradford, I was leaning 8-8. Now, if I go a little less, I'm gonna say, because Wentz is a rookie, but I have a feeling this kid is special. Everything I'm reading is special. I'm gonna go with 8 to 10 wins. I'll just leave it like that. I can't give you a specific number. I'm gonna say 8 to 10 wins.
Ooh.
And that's because of the defense, man. I'm really amped up about the defense. I think Jim Schwartz, the tackling has been better. Everybody's on the same page. No more blown coverages. I just really think that, Wentz, if he could just be protected and the running game could just get going and help him out a lot, throw a little bit more screens to Sproles, and this defense the way it plays, why not 8 to 10 wins?
And even though we kind of look back and say, all right, it's following the script of Andy Reid, a lot of us forget that Donovan didn't sit the whole season. He played 5 games that rookie season. Mm-hmm. And you take a young, dynamic, mobile guy that can throw on the run. You take a nasty Jim Johnson-esque defense who's all about attacking, blitzing, and getting after the quarterback, putting the ball back in the quarterback's hands. Zompster, you look at Ben Roethlisberger bringing the Steelers to the playoffs his rookie year. You look at guys like Joe Flacco. Who knows what we're about to embark on? Am I right or am I right?
You're 1,000% right on that. I was just about to say, the guy Connor Miles sheet, credit to him. He sent out a link that he wrote something about that in with RG3 2012 won the division, with a good rushing attack. So, hey, the sky's the limit. Nobody knows, but then again, we're Eagles fans, and I'm a little pessimistic, as you already know. But hey, you are right, and we'll see what happens. But let me give an Eagles chant before I go.
Yeah, you go for it, baby.
E-A-G-L-E-S, Eagles!
Love it,
man. Love it.
Yes, thanks
sir.
for calling in, buddy. We're going to go ahead and keep rolling phone calls because they're coming hot and heavy.
Now, does everyone have their own intro music?
No, that's a ZOMP thing. That's strictly because only I think that me and ZOMP can pull it off. Like ZOMP, right? And then this show, we have our own intro music, and that's the way there's only a couple people out there that can pull it off. Although AJ, I would love to hear some AJ intro music. I think it would just be soulful.
Some Barry White.
My darling.
Maybe some.
Can't get enough of your love, baby. We're gonna go ahead and we're gonna go right now to Sean. Sean, what's up?
Hey, what's going on, guys?
What's up,
Sean?
Hey.
All right.
How are you?
Before I say anything, I just want to give a shout out to whatever nursing home old man Rob is staying in, for letting him come out and get on Twitter. Pretty entertaining. Especially when I can debate, have our Tebow debates. Just so you guys know, I'm at kinda tired 4L on Twitter, and I love following all y'all, especially EROCK. Love you, EROCK.
Thanks, buddy. Appreciate it. What are your thoughts on the? I mean, we're this close, man. You can smell the tailgate food cooking right now. Season's right around the corner. We're right there, bright and early on Sunday morning. What your juice has got to be flowing, right, my man?
Oh yeah, no, because I live in Florida, so I'm the only Eagles fan down here. Everyone says, "Oh, Eagles suck. You got a rookie as your quarterback." I'm excited. I mean, we had Sammy, dry spaghetti noodles for Bone Please at quarterback, and now he's going to the Vikings. So, like Zom said, and this is one of the few times I'll ever agree with Zom. The sky really is the limit with Carson. So I'm really excited for the Eagles and what we got going on.
Awesome. You got a prediction on the season?
Honestly, 16-0 until we lose. Then we're 15-1, 14-2. Doesn't matter. We're winning every game until we lose it.
Oh, so we're going to the Super Bowl.
It can happen.
Are you the Super Bowl guy?
Yeah. No, Eagles are winning Eagles have been winning the Super Bowl every year since I was a fan since 2007. So yeah, every year since 2007, I thought, yeah, Eagles won the Super Bowl. Doesn't matter.
All right, man. We appreciate.
So they're out.
We appreciate the phone. And where can they find you one more time, bud?
At Kinda Tired 4L on Twitter.
All right, thanks for calling in, buddy. We really appreciate it. Next up, guy that's been waiting for 15 minutes. We really appreciate you hanging on there. Let's talk to my man, Brian. Go ahead.
What's up, Brian?
How you doing? I'm also from Florida, so he's not the only one. So go Birds down here in Florida.
Repping very hard down there.
There's a couple Florida bars down there for Eagles fans. They're great.
Tell us how you feel about Carson Wentz. I mean,
well,
once you
here's
heard
my side. I'm excited. It's a new guy, rookie. You don't know what to expect. With Sam Bradford, he has the intensity of a pillow, and I'm glad he's gone. I feel like Howie Roseman over the weekend was watching draft day and was like, I'm going to pull a Kevin Costner and get my first pick back. I'm excited. We don't know what's going to happen, and that's the most exciting thing about it. With Sam Bradford, it was just disaster. Like I said, he didn't look like he wanted to be there. He didn't look like he was a leader. With Carson Wentz, he's young. Let's see what he can do. I think the Browns game is the best game for him to start because we're expected to win that one, obviously.
And against an organization that didn't believe in Carson Wentz as a quarterback. You know what I mean? Against that Browns team was like, nah, you know what? We'll give it to the Eagles. We'll take a pass, you know what I mean? And we'll go ahead. And meanwhile, they got RG3 starting for them. You know, Carson Wentz, you hear about all these guys that get undrafted or drafted in later rounds and hold it against the teams that passed on them. You almost got to wonder if Carson doesn't have a little bit of a chip on his shoulder thinking that, okay, here's a Browns team that was in prime position with Johnny Manziel out, a team of need at the quarterback position, and you passed. You passed on
Talk about disrespect.
Disrespectful, am I right?
He's got a purpose.
Insane.
I mean, if it's a game to win for Carson, this is it, you know. But now, what if
get his confidence up?
Don't even jinx us.
I've been hearing people talk about if we lose. I don't think that way, but I've been hearing people talk about what if we lose to the Browns? Are we the new Browns?
No.
Brian, what do you think? If we lose to the Browns, what does that mean for this team?
As an Eagle fan, it would suck, but you've got to look at the future. Did he play well? How did we lose?
That's the future.
The defense should have a field day on RG3. That should get us some points. I'm hoping for at least 14 from the D. 7 would be perfect. 14 is the cherry on top. That's what I'm hoping for. Play well. We might not make the Super Bowl this year. Play well, stay healthy, get the kid confidence in the pocket.
It goes along
chemistry with the receivers.
Exactly, and it goes along the lines of what Ziz was talking about, where you can't boo the guy first interception. You got to be patient with him because again, he's got to take his lumps. You know what I mean? He's coming from North Dakota all the way to Philadelphia. This is the big leagues, kid. You're going to get bounced around, but I think you're going to see those flashes.
I think it's good that we throw him in there, though. I think about yourself, right? When your parents are with you, what do they do? Just let you take your time? No, throw them in there. They're going to learn.
Look at cute. Look at him walk.
No. Let him fall down. Let him get up. We're
Yeah.
used to this struggle of being a Philadelphia fan. So I can't wait for this movie. I just got into it with some guy on Facebook that I'm cool with, and he's a Bills fan from Philadelphia. And he's like, you guys, I know the struggle. I'm like, no, you do not know the struggle. Talk to my dad or my uncle who's 70 years old and waiting for a Super Bowl. It's hard to be a Philadelphia fan. I love it, but it's hard.
All right, Brian, we appreciate you calling in. Where can they find you, real quick?
I don't do Twitter, but hey, back the Dallas Sucks movie. As of a half hour ago, I'm a proud Mike Mamula level donation of the movie. So
yeah, buddy.
Oh, give it a try, bro.
Low clap.
Awesome. Love it.
So let's go Eagles. Let's pull it out on Sunday.
Baby.
We appreciate you calling in. Next up, Uncle Chad. I don't know how many drinks. I know Mike's over there drinking, periscoping at the end of the table.
The Chad.
But Uncle Chad, Chizzy gets busy. What's happening, baby?
Yes, sir, Chad.
Can y'all hear me?
We hear you, bro.
Wait, trying to.
What's going on? What's going on? What's going on, guys?
What's going on, Chizzy?
Where your shooters at? Anyway, let's talk birds.
I don't want to talk about the Twitter thing. Let's talk some Eagles. All right? I don't want to talk about children on the internet tonight.
We need for the next drop. We need a gun sound effect for some shots fired.
Yeah, y'all need to get the sound effects going. Every time somebody says something, shots fired.
Yeah, we do have one sound effect. Hold on, Chad. We do have one sound effect. It's our first drop ever, and there's an interesting story behind this drop. So why don't you go ahead and play it, Justin?
EROCK, I fucked with you. You keep it real on
Name that drop.
Chizzy, who was
Wait,
that?
who said that? Wait,
play it again. Play it one more time.
EROCK, I fucked with you. You keep it real on Twitter.
Now, Chizzy, we're going to give you
that. Was that me?
We're going to give you a quick hint. It is one of the Eagles beat writers.
White chocolate.
One of the
White chocolate?
Who is white chocolate?
Writers.
Chad, he is a known troll beat writer on
He's a
Twitter.
troll.
Oh, you talking about ESP?
Yeah.
There it is.
So last week on DJ.
That's wait, time out. Wait, time out. Is that what his voice really sounds like?
What's
He
that?
sounds like a fourth grader.
Oh,
Hey.
Hit him again when he drops. Hit him again when he drops.
All right. I'm done with my jokes.
So I'm
I'm
DJing
done
in
with my
Philly.
jokes.
Vince
I'm
sends
done
me
with my
this
jokes.
video. Vince sends me this video on text. I'm DJ. I'm mixing. I can't and it's dark and I can't tell who it is. But she's like, no, it's this guy Elliot. He says he knows you. And then I check on drive home. It's Elliot Shore Park, just hammered.
He's the man.
He's a good guy. I know he catches a lot of heat
He's
on
a good
Twitter,
dude.
but he is
the bomb.
Sam Bradford talk. Let's hear it, baby. Let's hear the Chizzy.
Oh man, so that Bradford thing totally blew me away. I did not think that Minnesota would be that stupid to actually do that trade, but anything's possible. I don't think it was that stupid. More of I guess they were just desperate. You know what I mean? Their guy went down, and they're just whatever we can find. And I think Bradford was probably their best option, which says a lot about the quarterback position in the NFL, though. It's Sam Bradford's your best option.
Especially next year, because all right, so you got Teddy Bridgewater. You gave away a first-round pick.
But that's
that
Teddy
was
Bridgewater.
stupid. Why would first-round picks are a gold mine? Why would you give that away?
They're desperate, man.
That's desperation.
Contenders, really, with Bridgewater?
It's that defense, man. They got a solid defense. I think
A lot of people are saying
but they play against Aaron. Come on, Aaron Rodgers though. I don't know.
They were a wild card.
They won 11 games last year.
Yeah.
I know.
And you got to think about AP's getting older.
AP's getting older.
That's my boy.
Here's the reality of the situation. All right. Last year, the Minnesota Vikings gave up 45 sacks. All right. That was 8th most in the NFL. Just to put that into some perspective, the Eagles gave away 37. So as many times as the Eagles quarterbacks have gone down.
Time out. Somebody gave up more sacks than the Eagles last year. Are you telling me did that really happen?
Offensive line.
Offensive line was awful.
And they were ranked 31st
in
passing yards per game. So they're giving up a shit ton of sacks. Teddy Bridgewater's not the second least amount of passing yards per game. I mean, really, did Sam Bradford really heighten their offensive prowess that much where it's worth a first-round pick?
No, he didn't. But how about our actual quarterback that's starting on Sunday? I kind of want to talk about him a little bit more.
Well, let's hear it, buddy.
Well, y'all know how I was not the biggest supporter of. You guys read my tweets, and everybody listening reads my tweets.
Kind of egotistical.
Yeah.
Everybody reads my tweets.
Everybody reads.
Everybody knows how. Everybody knows how I felt about it.
That should have been ESP talking about
I'm still scared. You said what?
That should have been ESP saying your name. Chizzy, I fucked you.
He probably hates me because I make fun of like all of his tweets. But like, I don't know. I'm still a little skeptical. But the thing about it is like, I just feel like if the coaches believe in him that much, and they see him every day, I mean, the guy, he has to have something.
Yeah.
You know,
yeah,
what it is, we don't know, and we won't see it till Sunday. But I think he has a chance.
Like during minicamp, he knew that he saw something in Wentz that he felt comfortable.
Yeah, and we got they got the quarterback gurus, the Coach Flip, Reich, and Dougie P. So I mean, I think he has a chance, and I think that I think they're making the right decision playing him. I mean, as awful as our offensive line was last year, I think they're going to be a little bit better this year, enough to not get them hurt. So I think it's the right decision to play.
Knock on wood. Knocking on this big ass wood table. Knock on wood. Chizzy, I would ask you where people can find you, but apparently everybody reads your
knows.
tweets.
We know this
So
already.
we don't need you to plug the Twitter handle or anything.
I don't want to plug my Twitter account. I don't want to do that. But, yeah.
No problem. Hey Chizzy, we appreciate you calling in, buddy. All right.
Thank you, sir.
All right, boys. This is a good show, man. Keep it up. I love the show.
Thank you.
Thanks, Chad. Appreciate it, brother.
Take
Hashtag love for Chizzy.
Hashtag love.
Yeah, that's right.
Brotherly love.
We're gonna take one more phone call, and it's from Avery here. Go ahead, Avery. You're on with Fourth and JAWN. What's up?
Hey, what's up, EROCK?
What's happening? I'm hanging in there, man.
Yeah. I'm really excited for the new season. I'm sure you guys are too.
Yeah, definitely. Like the entire perspective, the entire vibe of the show changed. Like last Tuesday, sitting in the car thinking about what the hell. You know what we're going to talk about? We're going to talk about, hey, Eagles fans, listen, this is a growth year. We're implementing a new system. Maybe Sam Bradford, blah, 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 to a whole different show when we walked in here today. And I'm sure Eagles fans across the country are feeling the same exact way.
Oh, yeah. I was quite shocked when I heard about the trade at first. I had a friend message me who told me that Bradford was traded, and I didn't believe it.
No, you know when it's going to hit us? Because right now it sounds funny to even say out loud. Sam Bradford for a first-round pick, and a fourth, but let's leave the fourth even out of it. Let's just say it out loud. Sam Bradford for a first-round pick. That's going to be completely different when draft time comes, and then we're sitting in Philadelphia, and you're watching those picks go by, and those picks gone by, and you see when Minnesota drafted last year a guy by the name of Laquan Treadwell, a wide receiver with the 23rd overall pick. You mean to tell me right now that the Eagles couldn't use some offensive firepower like a Laquan Treadwell? That's when it's all going to sink in, and we're going to be like, holy shit. We actually out. I mean, it's unbelievable, right?
We're still looking for a big playmaker on offense.
Yeah,
we're looking for something.
If this offense has anything going for it, it's the fact that you can't hone in on any one particular guy. And that's a negative and a positive. Negative is nobody's going to stand out. Ryan Matthews is going to stand out. Darren Sproles is going to have his moments, and the wide receivers are going to catch a couple balls. But as a defense, you really can't game plan against any one particular guy, which means that if you got enough weapons out there, somebody's going to make the play. And if it doesn't happen with the skill position players, Carson Wentz is going to make it happen.
Absolutely.
What are your thoughts on what's going on with Rowe? How come Rowe is now in trade discussions or on the team or not on the team? What happened there?
And I was high on Eric Rowe coming out of the draft last year, and I felt like he was going to make an immediate impact because we haven't been very deep in the secondary in a long time. Been a while. and he might have been the player who could have done it, but I feel like we should have given him an extra year. It's his second year in a second system. He should have had more opportunities.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
So thanks for calling
I'd like
in.
to know what draft pick we get.
What was that?
I'd like to know what draft pick we got for Rowe.
We got a 4th round right now. They're saying
Apparently
right?
4th, yeah.
But the details are still a little fuzzy.
Yeah, still not official, so we'll see what happens.
But thank you for calling, sir.
Yep. This show's pretty good.
Thanks, man. Appreciate
How
you
you gonna
calling
come
in.
off like that? And now we have Dustin Hobbecker calling in, one of our writers at 4th and JAWN. Dustin, can you hear us?
Dusty.
Yep, we're good to go.
Hey, what's up, Dustin? How's it going?
Good. How are you guys?
Hanging in there. Tell us a little bit about, you do a little bit of DFS in your spare time. You got some, some fantasy tips for our listeners out there.
I could have used that 5 minutes ago.
Yeah. If you guys check out the website regularly, I wrote an article yesterday covering fantasy football, daily fantasy football for week 1. Just to go over some of the highlights here. Quarterback, I have Brock Osweiler as the optimal starting quarterback for week 1. He's only costing you $7,100, and he's playing the Chicago Bears, which, as we all know, and I'm sure we're all excited, when the Eagles play the Bears defense, good things should happen. So he should have a good day. Jumping down to the running backs, I have David Johnson and Ryan Matthews. Ryan Matthews probably is one of the better bargains of the week. He only costs $6,100, and he's playing a Cleveland Browns defense that is probably comparable to Swiss cheese. Not much going for that defense. And then jumping down to wide receivers, we have DeAndre Hopkins, who again is going up against the Bears defense. And the last one that I have Gary Barnidge, who's going up against the Eagles. He costs $6,300.
He's trying to say they can't cover that.
Yeah, well, I think the Eagles do a pretty good job. The reason I have him in there, I think RG3 is going to need a safety blanket, and a lot of times a safety blanket for a quarterback is a tight end, and Barnidge proved to be a pretty reliable tight end last year. So those are the highlights from that article from week 1. So
now, I know a lot of people have had their drafts, and sometimes people don't look at the waiver wire after they make their draft. But now, are there any gems out there that you can recommend for our listeners to be picking up out that might potentially be out there on the waiver wire?
Oh yeah, for sure. You got, first of all, I'll jump to the running backs. Spencer Ware has a good week, especially week 1. The Chiefs are playing the San Diego Chargers, who aren't a good defense, and Andy Reid has all but ruled out Jamal Charles. So Spencer Ware is supposed to be getting most of the workload along with Charkandrick West. Ware is only owned in 17.6% of NFL.com fantasy leagues, so he should be available in your league. And he would be especially good if you had like a Le'Veon Bell who was suspended. You could pick up Ware. He could help alleviate that suspension. Going over to the receivers, a sleeper that you could possibly target is the Eagles' Dorial Green-Beckham. He's only owned in 41.1% of NFL.com fantasy leagues. Wentz might be looking for a nice big red zone target, and Dorial Green-Beckham can certainly provide that. And he's going up against 3 defenses here in the early going that aren't necessarily defensive powerhouses. So those are 2 of the sleepers that I would recommend for you guys to check out.
Now, Dustin, tell everyone where they can find you at.
You can find me on Twitter. My Twitter handle is Habecker, NFL_USA.
Now, how's that gig at USA Today going with Eagles Wire? Big shout out.
Good. pumping out content. If you want to check us out on theeagleswire.com. Just a new website, started about 6 months ago. We got a bunch of articles. What was that?
You're working with Teron Davenport?
Yes, that's correct. We're all pumping out articles every day. Usually about 4 or 5 articles come out per day. So make it your one-stop shop for Eagles content along with 4th and John. I think you're in good hands.
All right, man. Well, Dustin, thanks for calling in and dropping all these gems on our listeners. And we'll be speaking to you soon, sir.
All right, sounds good.
All right, man.
I take it easy, man. I sincerely apologize for laughing in the beginning of that segment because Dylan, we might have to put up a Twitter poll on Carson Wentz's new nickname because earlier I said the Ginger Ninja, right? Right. He puts up one that says Copper Mayo.
Copper Mayo.
Copper Mayo, I love it. That is awesome. But speaking of Twitter, my man Mike, our social media coordinator over there, has some Twitter questions for those that didn't call in that want to go ahead and just put it out to the parents.
EROCK, I fucks with you. You get a reel on Twitter.
Get old.
Fucks with you on Twitter.
All right, so why don't you go ahead and give out the first Twitter question?
All right, our first Twitter question is from Eagles Intel, at Eagles Intel. He says, does the Sammy trade equal successful now, or who or what becomes of the first-round pick? Was Rowe getting cut regardless after that trade?
That's a loaded question. Let's start with the first one.
Yeah, for ADHD over here.
Does the Sam Bradford trade now become a success? When you're able to, in 1 year, take a guy like Sam Bradford, who giving up a second-round pick and Nick Foles almost seemed like way too much in the beginning, then able to flip him for a first-round pick, in essence, what you basically did is you took Shady and Kiko, Shady for Kiko and Maxwell moved up, right? Moved up to 8, then with a package giving up a future first-round pick, got up and got Wentz, and now you just replenished it by using Sam Bradford, getting more of a return on Sam Bradford than you gave up. So absolutely, I think it's a successful endeavor.
And now it's a free roll of the dice with Wentz.
Yeah, I completely agree with that, actually. All right, we actually have another question from at Brady for Philly 13. Yes, how many touchdowns and passing/rushing yards do you think Carson Wentz will have, and how many games do you think he'll play in? Ooh, that's a good question. I like that question.
That's a loaded question.
It is a loaded question, but I like that question.
That he's going to play in, he's really tough. What he showed. I was like, what is that? Anyway, if he can stay healthy and isn't too fragile, I think he's going to play most of our games. Maybe not 2 of them.
But people on Twitter are also saying that he's injury prone, and I don't completely agree with that.
I don't. But if you look at his college record, it's a little different. He's in a small school.
He broke his wrist.
Correct. Yeah.
And now he has the broken rib.
But I have to admit, he did get beaten in that preseason game.
We all were there.
We were
the
there.
Whole crowd
yeah.
freaked.
We were. He was getting destroyed that game.
He was a little reckless. Yeah. A little reckless.
What do you mean he was a little reckless?
Running around. First preseason game.
He was high. Imagine.
I dig it.
Everybody's giving
I dig it. I dig the recklessness.
Our O-line needs to protect him, but
hey, you're the franchise now.
I would say. How many passing and rushing yards do you think he'll have this season?
That's a tough one.
That's a Gale question.
Yeah, it is. Maybe.
Well, you put me on the spot. 20 touchdowns to maybe.
The one thing he's going to bring to the
14 interceptions
to the offense is I think he's going to be good. If you look back at Russell Wilson's rookie stats, in the beginning, now all of a sudden the offense becomes more dynamic. I wouldn't be shocked at all if he's pushing 350, 400 yards rushing on the ground.
And he can run. We talked about
agree with
running.
that. Yeah.
Remember we watched him. We were like, look at him go.
But he said 20 touchdowns, 14 interceptions.
Yeah.
He's going to throw his picks. You know that.
I was thinking he might throw a little bit more picks.
That's okay.
Okay. Mike, next question up.
All right, we got another question from the real JJ Watt, at the real JJ Watt. He says, could Ryan Matthews be the real unsung hero of this team if he's healthy?
No.
I don't agree.
I love him, but
No.
If he stays, listen, you got to have at least some semblance of a run game. These wide receivers aren't good enough to blow the top off of a defense when the safeties are back too deep. All right, so you need in some way, some form, whether it's Carson running the ball, the threat of Carson running the ball, or running back, Sproles ain't going to do it. So if we're going to have a running attack that allows the defense to kind of keep them guessing, yeah, Ryan Matthews has got to be it.
Yeah, I mean, he's got to be the hero. I mean, you got to surround Carson Wentz with a running. I mean, he's got to be that
But
guy.
the offensive line is still a question mark. We don't know about Lane. We still don't know about Lane.
We don't know about Lane, but
I think it's like, yeah, he'll be fine.
We question Jason Peters' health alone. If he's gone and if Lane is gone,
then we're kind of screwed.
We're in trouble.
Y'all are so negative.
I'm just being real.
Way.
We're Philadelphia fans. Come on now.
I mean, can't help ourselves.
Ryan Matthews has to be OG for the season to be successful.
He's got to spend at least one season healthy, and this has got to be it, because I don't think he's going to be back next year.
No.
It might be.
I hope
because we're going to draft a running back in the first round? Is that what you're saying?
It might be.
No. We're going this far already. The season didn't even start yet.
Yeah?
All right, Mike, what else you got?
All right, we got another question from @MacAttacks. He says, is Michael Kendrick still starter worthy?
No, I don't think so. He's always getting hurt.
Starter worthy? I mean, he just has a tear in his vagina.
Oh my God.
He hasn't played the way he used to.
No, I got love for Kendrick. He's got the tissue injuries.
Somebody had a great tweet and said, watching Mike Kendricks try to make a tackle is like watching him try to chase for like fireflies or something like that. That was an excellent tweet.
Dude is an athlete. He gets side to side
He is.
like nobody's business. It's just a matter of like overrunning plays.
I can't drop names, but I heard there's some stuff going on in the locker room too with
Hey,
Kendrick.
but at least he can brag to his grandchildren that Rihanna sweated him.
That's true.
That's true.
That
But
is the
Drake
claim
went
of
got him.
fame.
I wouldn't have no
Highlight
shame.
bling.
No shame.
Well, that's it for the Twitter questions, Mike. We thank you. And again, where can they follow the show? Where can they find us at?
At 4th and John, at 4th and John. No spaces, just at 4th and John on Twitter. Just ask away for the next episodes coming every week on Tuesday at 8 p.m.
And Gail, where are we going to be at on where can they find the link to this show?
Link to the show.
Oh, yeah,
On the
I on the website on iTunes, right?
We're on iTunes. We're on SoundCloud. We are on Stitcher.
But you can also go to fourthandjohn.com and find all that information there. There's also going to be video. My man Evan right now behind the camera. There's also going to be video. Before we get on out of here, let's just touch quickly on the tailgate. All right.
Oh yeah.
Because this is a big thing with the Emmanuel family. All right. This is a big deal to me. Because we have been doing this since Veterans Stadium, and the tailgates have been growing.
And they do it right. They do it right in
Yes,
this
we
family.
do. God damn it, we do it right.
Is your dad going to be drumming?
First of all, Pops is on the drum line.
Love
so
it.
always make sure he comes through the parking lot with the Philadelphia Eagles.
Front row seats.
Front row seats for the drum line. But also this year we upgraded, right? Got a little bit of an upgrade.
Big upgrade.
The tailgate trailer. All right, we got.
I thought you were talking pork roll.
No, dude. The first time last year was the first time he ever had pork roll, and the second tailgate he came to. He's like, "Yo, can I get one of those pork hole sandwiches?
Oh,
can I get some pork hole?"
I was like,
so
"Come
my
on,
my mother to this day calls him pork hole.
Yeah.
She's like, "Hey, the family's having a pig. Hey, is pork hole going to the game?"
They eat pig anus sandwiches. Like, these guys are weird, but it's delicious.
I love it. We get there bright and early. We set up in parking lot F1. For those of you that don't know where it is, you can either go online and find a map, or it's the parking lot literally between Xfinity Live and Lincoln Financial Field, all right? You're not going to miss us because this flag that I'll take a picture of that's hanging behind me, this is going to be flying high. All right, so all you got to do is go find F1 and then look for the 4th and John flag. Come over, have some beers on us.
Will there be music?
There will be music. In fact,
DJ over here.
Well, DJ.
Setting you up for that one.
Spinning.
There we go. But because we got the tailgate trailer now, we can bring all that shit down. For preliminary numbers, it's going to be massive. We should be charging an entrance fee at this point. But we want you to come.
Expensive enough for a parking spot alone.
Oh my God, it's $40.
$40
no,
for a ticket.
It's like $80 if you have an oversized
for
thing.
that.
So
my!
You better walk your ass
if you're a
in
season ticket holder, do you get any discount for that? I have no idea.
No,
nothing.
you don't. Because we're in Wells Fargo. Now, before we got parking passes in like Jet Row a lot, but Jet Row was dead. Jet Row was never a good parking place. And then one day I trotted over to F lot.
He trotted.
And I was like, holy shit, this is a fucking party over here. And it is. It's like F lot's like the Wild West over there. So it's a lot of good times. And what's awesome is it's always the same people kind of hanging out together. So you don't see or talk to these people other than sending Christmas cards or seeing them at the tailgate. It's an awesome experience, and that's what 4th and JAWN is all about, really bringing Eagles fans together. So if you're going to the game and you have nowhere to tailgate, come over to F1, hang out with us, have some brewskis, have some pork hole. All right, Gail's flipping the pork hole.
Yeah.
But Mike, you're also, if you don't have a ticket to the game,
like my broke ass,
and you just want to kind of absorb the game day environment of the home opener, Carson Wentz's first start, Mike, you're going to be taking people to Xfinity Live when the game starts, right?
Yep. As soon as right when everybody at the tailgate gets ready to go to the stadium, I'm going to head right to Xfinity. I'm going to try to see if I can reserve seats. I'm going to give it a try. But knowing my luck, it's probably going to be stacked as it is. But no matter what, I'm probably going to be going to Xfinity as soon as the tailgate's over with and everybody heads to the stadium. So if you want to come out to Xfinity, meet with me and any other Twitter peeps, come head to Xfinity and we'll have a good time for sure.
And if you never experienced, like, it always makes me, like, raise an eyebrow when I hear that, well, I got the best seat in the house. I got my recliner. You can't experience game day.
That's the truth.
I wake up and I piss green. It is.
Well, you don't even, you're used to H lot.
Yeah, I'm an H1.
And, it's like, you just go down just for the tailgate experience. Half the time you're not even going into the game. It's awesome.
At least I'm not the only one.
So if you haven't experienced game days,
do it
down at Lincoln Financial
this
Field.
Is the time.
Whether you have a ticket or not, we encourage you to come down, hang out with us. One more thing before we head on out of here too. We got a little prize giveaway, right? Right, Gail?
Do we?
He's looking at me like, do we? Absolutely.
Do we have prizes?
You know how I was giving away like the autographs and stuff like that on my personal Twitter page? Well, we're moving that over to 4th and JAWN. So follow at 4th and JAWN. This week we're going to be giving away, I think, a little retweet contest. The Fletcher Cox and McKelvin signed 8x10.
And these are we were out there getting these autographs, so these are special.
Ziz almost Ziz almost died for these autographs.
So there's a lot of sweat equity that went into these autographs. So enjoy them.
Exactly. So we appreciate everybody that called in. We appreciated everybody that gave their little Twitter questions. We appreciate Matthew Broad coming on with the Dallas Sucks movie.
Can't wait for it.
If you can, please support that. I know Mike's going to tweet out the link.
We're going to be tweeting that out as soon as the show's over.
Support that. Because if you're sick of the snowballs of Santa Claus, if you're sick of the Michael Irvin going down at the vet, if you're sick of all that bullshit that comes with being a Philadelphia Eagles fan, you got to go out and support this movie. $5 gets you in the credits.
Donate.
It's
$5.
And that's all you got to do. So until next time, I bleed Philly.
Yes.
Coming at you, brother.
Philly Ziz. Eagle Sessions. And this is the mighty EROCK signing off. Until next week, we will see you next Tuesday.
No, we'll see you on Sunday.
I'll see you on Sunday. But 4th and JAWN comes at you live once again next Tuesday. Guys, can we get a little Eagles cheer before we get on out of here?
Come on, I'm feeling it.
In Wentz we trust, baby.
E-A-G-L-E-S, Eagles!